Okay, so now I'm joined by MBR, the most famous Street Fighter player from the Netherlands. How's it going, man?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Cool, cool. How are you enjoying Stunfest so far?
Yeah, I really like the event. I go every year. I try to go every year. Every year I fail miserably, except 2 years ago. But yeah.
How many years this is now? Was this like your 5th time or something like that? Or I know the tournaments, but this is like the 12th edition of Stunfest. So
Yeah.
when was your first Stunfest?
2010 was my first Stunfest, and I got 5th in ST for some reason. But in Street Fighter 4 I was 33rd, and I lost to Mizuteru, the Japanese Blanca. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, obviously I saw you at Hype Spotting like earlier on in the year, and I know you won the Super Turbo Street Fighter tournament they had there for that. So, I mean, how far back does your passion for Street Fighter go? I mean, what was like the first one you started playing?
I played it as a kid, but I didn't really thoroughly play it. My passion for ST came when I roomed with a player named Fulani, like he was my roommate.
Okay.
And he had a ST cabinet, and he was one of the best in Europe back in his prime. So we used to play ST every day after uni. So yeah, like then that's when I got good in ST. So.
Would you say that ST is your favorite Street Fighter game?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think ST is my favorite game. Yeah.
Okay. And obviously you played Akuma in Street Fighter 4, but he's not in Street Fighter 5, so you've picked Ryu instead. So what do you like about Ryu in Street Fighter 5?
It's more like I don't like the other characters, so I play Ryu. I started with Birdie because I liked the neutral game and the footsies, and then I played Nash for a little bit, but I stuck with Ryu in the end. So yeah.
You just kind of wanted like that kind of like Fireball Dragon Punch kind of like sort of
Yeah.
like mix-ups and that kind of stuff. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. What were the 2 players you lost to in the tournament?
I lost to Tokido in winners. Unfortunately, we had someone press the home button in the crowd, so that they had that whole fiasco. And then I lost to Solid Jin, and he played really well. And I had to run back yesterday because I thought maybe I was off my game, but I wasn't because he beat me again. So.
Do you reckon that Vega is a bad matchup for Ryu, or is it just one that you need to study up on more?
I need to study it, but as it is now, I think it's 5-5.
Okay.
I think it's 5-5.
So a lot of people are saying like Ryu's top 3 at the minimum in the game at the moment. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so, but he's not the easiest to win with, if you understand what I mean. Like, he can be the best in theory, but you have to be on point the whole time. Like his damage and tools make him maybe top 3 in the game, but if you take a look at Chun-Li, if you can do like air legs and some V-trigger confirms, then it's easy to win. Like with Ryu, you have to play solid all the time, and like one drop, you don't really have a comeback factor except when you save your super.
Yeah. He's more of a fundamentals character, I guess, isn't it? Like it really like you can play a really like, high level Ryu, but you got to be like a high level like experienced player yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, so like there's some of the top Japanese like Ryu players we're seeing at the moment. We've got like Takedo, Bonchan, and Daigo. I mean, looking at kind of like more of an international state, are there any other like Ryu players like around the globe that you really kind of like respect their game that you've seen at the moment? Or?
I've been just watching Daigo and Tokido mostly, and I don't feel European or American Ryus are on that level, so I just watch them for reference. Yeah.
If you got to run it back against Takedo, what would you change about like the way you play him?
That's a tough question. I think I played fine the first 2 games, like it was 1-1, and the last game he really switched to a fireball game-ish game plan with dashes in between, and instead of like finding a solid counter, I just started jumping in and dashing in like at times where it really wasn't possible to get some like lucky hits in, kind of to say. So I would try to play solid, but I feel this game in general is like the neutral game is so read-based, you know, like you have to.
More read than reaction based.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Like, someone can change their game plan like a little bit, and your previous game plan wouldn't work at all on a high level. So you have to switch it up, and it's so hard to say now like if this then that, because he will change as well during the round, and then yeah.
Would you say it's the most reads-based Street Fighter game ever, or not?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I didn't play Third Strike, so I can't really have a good opinion about it. But I heard like you have the parry mechanic, which is really read-based in itself. And ST is really read based as well, because if you know what someone's gonna do, you can get like 6% damage of something stupid. So, yeah.
I mean, we saw you at Kaku Top this year, and you come to Stunfest. What's the next sort of CPT destination for you this year?
Rumble next week.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
You're going to the FFM Rumble. Okay, so and obviously not a premier event, so maybe not so many of the Asian players will be traveling as well. Do you fancy your chances at that one?
If I can find some time to train this week, I've been very busy lately, but I'm gonna try my best to find some time and train, because I don't want to underachieve again. Like I always set a standard for myself, what I want to do, and it's always been top 8 minimum, and I didn't achieve it at like 3 events now, so I'm really pissed, and I want to put in the time.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the top 8 thing, because obviously we're here at Stunfest. You know, there was so many European players here, one American obviously on top as well, and yet we've ended up with an all-Asian top 8. Yeah. I mean, what do you think the West needs to do to be able to, like, you know, step it up and get those top 8 places at a tournament like this, where it's just a full-on international stage?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of communication as well. Like the skill is here, but like I never talked to Luffy about the game. I never talked to Akainu about the game. Valmaster, like all the top players, we don't talk about the game. Maybe they talk like in an inclusive circle, they talk about the game. But like the UK, they don't talk to us, but they talk with each other. So you have all these small communities, and in Japan, you have like all the top players that are in top 8. They all communicate like maybe daily basis about the game. So
sharing all their discoveries and tech with each other.
And not per se tech, but they can discuss the meta. Like when's a good time to dash in? Like I create the situation. What's the best option I can choose? Like what can I force? Like stuff like that.
If you've got kind of like more of a hive mind, then like they kind of like they all kind of like work together to improve their kind of like, you know, country standing. Whereas we're more segregated over here, and you think we should kind of like. I mean, do you reckon Europe could change to become more kind of like united? Is that a possibility or not?
It's a group effort, so like, yeah.
I've spoken to Problem X about this in the past, and he thinks exactly the same kind of thing that you do. So like, but obviously maybe some other players are more reluctant to kind of like work together, I guess. But
I can just say it's no coincidence that like all the Japanese that came are in the top 8. Like there's a reason for it, and like they're not like they're still human. So. And we're human, so we should be able to compete.
Yeah. True, man, true. Well, thanks for talking to me, man. Enjoy the rest of the tournament, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you on the stream at future tournaments. Cool. Take it easy.